here is the master bedroom. I, as an interior designer, love to do things with backgrounds first. They're the foundation for everything. And then what you try to do is you try to anchor all of that by buying something or having a client give you something that's meaningful to them, or in our case, meaningful to us. And since I didn't have a starting spot in here, since this is a brand new home for us, is that we bought this area rug first. My wife and I fell in love with this rug. It's 10 by 14. It's a rather large rug. It's done in Indochina, and I think it's just beautiful. It has a little bit of a neoclassic feel to it. But from this area rug sprang every single solitary other item that you're seeing here. The wall color came from this rug. The fabrics all came from this rug. Everything that's in this room is a direct result of this purchase on this area rug. Wonderful. And once again, we've taken the shutters here all the way down to the ground, because eventually when we put the walkout deck here, this window over here, which is a window, I'll show you, is going to become a sliding glass door. And so if you've got, for the future, knowing that this is what was going to happen, and that's what's, I think that's the point that I want to make here. Nothing happens by chance. If you want something to come out just right, you have to think it through and you have to plan for it. I don't know when this is going to be done. It will be done sometime in the future, but it's planned for now by taking these shutters all the way down to the ground in order to not have to redo the shutters at a later date. So we invested in the front end in order to get what we wanted later on for the back end. And I like doing things like mixing patterns, stripes, very heavily outlined with double welt of black to give it very good definition. It itself is very rectilinear and footboarded and sideboarded, and so everything kind of tucks in and makes it look very tailored and put together. All of this is custom, so I mean, you just can't walk into a store and buy this. And that's the love of being able to design your own home, is because you're able to do what it is you wish to do.
Yep, all set.
Okay, so now we're coming out of the master bedroom into this little hallway once again, which I think is a really nice feature of a home. It kind of sets it off a little bit. And we're going to come into the master bathroom. Now, when we took over possession of this home, that shower that you're looking at now did not exist in that form whatsoever. It was a standard 5-foot fiberglass shower. These two windows were present above it. That window was behind a wall that they had to build in order to build out to get to the 5-foot walk-in tub, or not tub, but shower, okay? And I have the traditional doors, and you'll see a picture of it. I've got the before picture, and David will drop it in there for you. Everybody knew that as soon as we got in the house that this was going to be ripped up, because they wouldn't do what I wanted them to do. Excuse me. So this is what I wanted to do. And I had so many people rooting for me on this project, it was like crazy. For example, the production manager of the house knew that I was going to want that window that they initially framed, but then had to take out because they made a boo-boo. And he took the window home and said, Les, when you're ready for the window, I'll drop it back by for you. So he was rooting for me. So the salespeople here were rooting for me to get this done. And here's the result, and I think it's pretty spectacular. The first thing you notice about the shower is it doesn't have any hub to get into. It's just it's a walk-in shower. Literally, you just walk in. I did that for several reasons. This is a retirement place that we're in, okay? This is where we're going to be retiring, the permanent retirement in the end. And who knows what our needs are going to be medically in the future. So having a space where you can wheel in a wheelchair is a great forward thought. Now, it cost extra for them to dig out the floor and to go down and hack out the subfloor here in order to do this, but the result is magnificent. And it literally just walks right in. David, you certainly may walk right in. Okay, and lots of detail in here. I call that the niche my rock waterfall, because it looks like it starts at one spot, and as it comes down and hits the bench, it kind of like meanders and spills, and then when it comes to the front of the bench, it widens and gets larger until it hits the floor, which is where it's like a pond that the rock has just fallen into. And the tile guy, who was a really wonderful tile guy, he came to me when we were at this spot, and he said, Les, here's a marking pen. Would you please draw what you mean here? So I said, sure. So I took the marking pen and I went, and he did it. That's how things like that happen. And we have the valve over on this side, over here, if you want to get there, when you get there. Okay, so it's there when you walk into the shower rather than underneath the shower head, so that you're not getting blasted with cold water until it warms up. So you turn that on first, and you wait until the water warms up, and then you walk into the shower, which is a really nice thing to do. And then behind you, several years ago, we were in France where we experienced our first towel warmer. In Europe, towel warmers are common. In America, they're not so much. So when we were designing the space, we said, well, let's put in a towel warmer. And it literally just works this easy. You just turn it on. This is at 6, it goes up to 8. You can bump it up, and it's all wired in so that it's all there nice. And in a few minutes, this thing will be, pretty warm, and you get out of the shower, you can grab a warm towel. It's like truly wonderful. and because the towels are warm, they absorb much faster. Yeah, it's an amazing thing. So we love our towel warmer. Consider them in your future if you're redesigning a space or have a space that you can put up a towel warmer. You won't regret it. Plus, it dries things incredibly fast. So if you have to rinse out something and you turn on the towel warmer and put it on, poof, it's dry in like half hour. All right, and then there's his sink. This is my side, and the mirrors are all touch mirrors that have different modes to them. This one here is warm light mode for evening makeup, if you're going to be putting makeup on. And then it goes to a daylight mode, if you can pick that up. It got much more bluer in the light rather than warmer, pinker red. And then it goes down to more of an evening light in some indoor spaces. Then it goes into a night light, just a very faint nightlight glow, and then it goes off. So it goes through 4 distinct cycles of different Kelvin ratings on the mirrors. And we love them. They work just perfectly, and beautiful. They were all wired in. This is her side of the sink. It's obviously larger. Women tend to need more space for their makeup and their other kinds of stuff. So Marsha got the big side, and I'm just as happy that she does. With tons of cabinet storage, much more than we've ever had in our life. And this is my favorite room in the house. And what, everyone's going to say, it's just a potty room, okay? But what makes it special, especially for me, is that picture right on the wall. As an artist, and I do consider myself an artist as a designer, that is like just screams to me the height of artistic expression. I call that Michelangelo meet Jackson Pollock. And then inside the bathroom there, it's got kind of a Zen vibe to it. So you know, it's nice to have art with a little of the Oriental motifing to give it calmness when you're doing your business. We've had this piece for years and years and years, and we brought it up here on a lark. My wife actually put it in the truck and said, you know, I think I want to use that piece up here. And, you know, I had no intentions. I found that Jackson Pollock, Michelangelo piece up here, and look how wonderfully well it just kind of picks it up and goes with it. So that's where it ended up. Once again, the floor from the very front door right through the entire house, it's the same floor. All right, so now we're entering the envious portion of the tour, because when you step on in, David, I think people will see that this is like a closet most people wish they had. It's very tall. It's fully functional. There's nothing in it right at the moment since I'm preparing myself to leave the home for the time. But it's got all kinds of whisk bangs in it, and drawers all the way down on two sides, a section over here that is good for purses and shoes, and there's a matching one right back where David's standing right now. And it's a very functional. And this is just the woman's side. Marsha's side of the closet is just this side. Mine's over here. And some of the whiz bangs in here is that it has this really cool laundry basket that just slides in and slides out. And when it's time to do the laundry, you just grab the bag and just take it right to the laundry room. Bingo, bango. And in the meanwhile, we're not going to be dressing in our bedroom at all. This is going to be the spot when we get out of the shower that we come to get ready for our day. Hence the bench, so that you can sit down and put on socks and shoes or whatever you need to do. And you know, all of our underwear and things that you hide in drawers are going to be in here, and all of our hanging stuff is going to be in here. And this is going to be a very lovely space when it gets filled with clothes.